Have you ever felt it? That quiet, persistent echo in the back of your mind. It's not loud. It's not demanding. It's a gentle hum, a subtle vibration you feel in the stillness of the early morning before the world wakes up. Or late at night, when the noise of the day finally fades away. It's the feeling that there's more to you, more to life, more that you're capable of becoming. This isn't the voice of discontent. It's not ingratitude. It's the voice of potential. It's the whisper of the person you were born to be, knocking on the door of the person you are right now. In a nation built on dreams, a land forged by pioneers who looked at vast, empty plains and saw cities, who looked at the impossible and saw a challenge that echoes your heritage. It's the spirit of innovation, of progress, of the American dream, not as a guarantee, but as a standing invitation. But for so many of us, that echo remains just an echo. We hear it, we acknowledge it with a sigh, and then we silence it with the deafening sound of the routine, the alarm clock, the commute, the emails, the deadlines, the bills, the endless scroll of social media. We get caught in the current of the day-to-day, a powerful river pulling us along a predefined path. We become comfortable in the familiar, even if the familiar is a cage lined with velvet. We trade the soaring flight of our potential for the predictable safety of the ground. Why? Because the ground is known, the sky is vast and uncertain, and it requires something of us. Courage. Let's talk about that cage. It's a masterpiece of our own construction. The bars are made of our doubts. I'm not smart enough. I don't have the time. I'm too old to start. What will people think? The lock is forged from our fear of failure, the paralyzing thought that if we try and don't succeed, we will be exposed, a fraud. And the key? The key is right there, in our pocket. But we've convinced ourselves it's just a meaningless piece of metal. Today, I want you to reach into that pocket. I want you to feel that key. It's called decision. A real decision. Not a wish. Not a maybe one day. But a resolute, unshakable commitment to yourself. A decision that says, I will no longer be a passive passenger in my own life. I will be the architect. I will be the captain. Think about the pioneers. They didn't have a map with a dotted line saying, you are here. They had a compass, a direction, a burning belief in a destination they could only see in their mind's eye. Your potential is your west. It's your uncharted territory. The journey there won't be easy. There will be mountains of self-doubt to cross, deserts of loneliness, and storms of criticism. But the alternative is to stay where you are, forever wondering what lies beyond the horizon. The first step in this grand expedition is not to take a giant leap, but simply to turn and face the direction of your dreams. It's to acknowledge that the echo is real. It's to give it a name. Is it a business you want to start? A book you want to write? A skill you want to master? A relationship you want to heal? A level of health and fitness you've only ever dreamed of? Give it a voice. Speak it out loud, right now. Even if you're just whispering it to yourself. I want to. By giving it sound, you give it power. You take it from the ethereal realm of thought and bring it into the physical world. You make it real. This is not about hustle culture in the sense of burning yourself out. This is about alignment. It's about aligning your daily actions with your deepest aspirations. It's about making the conscious choice to invest your most precious resources, your time, your energy, your focus, into building the life you truly desire, not just maintaining the life you've settled for. The world will tell you to be practical. Your own mind will tell you to be safe. But remember, every single incredible achievement in human history, from the Declaration of Independence to the first flight at Kitty Hawk, from the invention of the light bulb to landing on the moon, started as an impractical idea. It started as an echo in a room, a whisper of potential that someone, somewhere, had the courage to listen to. So listen to that echo. Don't silence it. Amplify it. Let it become the soundtrack of your life. This is your awakening. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with this single, profound realization. The map is yours to draw, and the destination is of your own choosing. The person you were meant to be is waiting. It's time to start the journey home. Shift to a more direct, powerful, and coaching tone. So, you've heard the call. You've acknowledged the echo. The initial spark of motivation is exhilarating, isn't it? It's a surge of adrenaline, a vision of the future so bright it's almost blinding. You're ready to conquer the world. But then, day 2 arrives, or week 2, and you meet the gatekeepers. These aren't external forces. These are the dragons that live within your own mind, the ones whose sole purpose is to protect the status quo and keep you safe within the walls of your comfort zone. Today, we're not just going to face these dragons. We're going to understand them, name them, and learn how to slay them. The first and most fearsome dragon is fear. Fear is a master storyteller. It paints vivid, terrifying pictures of everything that could go wrong. It whispers of embarrassment, of ridicule, of financial ruin, of "I told you so." Its favorite weapon is the question, what if? What if I fail? What if I make a fool of myself? What if I lose everything? Here's the truth about this dragon. It feeds on the unknown. It grows larger in the dark. The only way to shrink it is to shine a light on it. So let's do that. Grab a piece of paper, and on one side write down everything you are afraid of regarding your goal. Be brutally honest. What is the absolute worst case scenario? Let the dragon breathe its fire onto the page. Now, on the other side, write down the cost of inaction. What will your life look like in 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, if you let this fear win? What is the cost of staying exactly where you are, forever haunted by that echo of what could have been? I promise you, the slow, agonizing pain of regret is infinitely heavier than the sharp, temporary pain of failure. And what about that? What if I fail? Question. Let's reframe it. The American spirit isn't about avoiding failure. It's about learning from it. From the labs of Thomas Edison, who famously found 10,000 ways that didn't work, to the ethos of Silicon Valley, where failure is seen as a badge of honor, a necessary data point on the path to success. So let's ask a new question. What if I fly? What if this is the one thing that changes everything? Let the possibility of success be just as vivid as the fear of failure. The second dragon is doubt. This one is more insidious. It's a shapeshifter. It sounds like your own voice, the voice of reason. It says you're not ready yet. You need more experience, more money, a better plan. It's the dragon of analysis paralysis. It convinces you that you must have every single step of the journey mapped out before you can even take the first one. This is a lie. Clarity does not come from thinking. It comes from doing. You don't need to see the entire staircase to take the first step. The Wright brothers didn't have a perfect blueprint for a Boeing 747. They had a rickety flyer and the courage to launch it. Your first step won't be perfect. Your first business plan will be flawed. Your first workout will be clumsy. So what? Action is the antidote to doubt. You build confidence not by waiting for it, but by collecting evidence of your own capability. One small, imperfect action at a time. Adopt the 5-second rule, a concept popularized by Mel Robbins. The moment you have an instinct to act on a goal, you have 5 seconds before your brain kills the idea. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Move. Make the call. Send the email. Write the first sentence. Put on your running shoes. Physically move before the dragon of doubt can wrap its chains around you. The third dragon is the opinion of others. This is the dragon that guards the borders of your social circle. We are wired for connection, for belonging. The fear of being cast out or judged is a primal one. So, we trim our sails. We dim our light. We shrink our dreams to fit the expectations of people who have never, and will never, have to live with the consequences of our inaction. You need to perform an audit of the voices you allow into your head. Are you taking criticism from people you would never go to for advice? Are you letting the fears of others become your own? You have to build a fortress around your dream. This doesn't mean being arrogant or dismissive. It means being selective. Find your tribe, the mentors, the peers, the supporters who see the fire in your eyes and want to fan the flames, not extinguish them. And for the rest, thank them for their concern, and then respectfully, quietly, get back to work. Your life is your message to the world. Make sure it's your own. Slaying these dragons isn't a one-time event. It's a daily practice. It's the mental workout you do every single morning. It's about building a mind that is not a sanctuary for fear, but a forge for courage. It's about recognizing that these dragons are not you. They are ancient, primal programs designed for survival, not for fulfillment. Your job is to rise above that programming, to be the master of your mind, not its servant. To look your fear, your doubt, and the judgment of others squarely in the eye and say, "You do not have permission to drive. I am the one at the wheel." Adopt a clear, strategic, and encouraging tone. A dream without a plan is just a wish. A wish is a beautiful, fleeting thing, like a dandelion seed caught in the wind. But we're not here to make wishes. We are here to build. We are architects, remember? And an architect would never begin construction without a blueprint. This part is about creating that blueprint, a tangible, actionable plan, to turn your grand vision into your daily reality. The American landscape is dotted with monuments to planning and execution, from the intricate grid of city streets to the massive Hoover Dam. These marvels didn't spring from the earth. They were meticulously planned and then relentlessly executed. One beam, one brick, one day at a time. Your life deserves the same level of intentional design. First, we need to move from a vague desire to a crystal clear destination. I want to be successful is not a destination. It's a feeling. I want to be healthy is not a goal. It's a direction. You need to define your Everest. What is the one magnificent summit you are aiming for? Get specific. Frighteningly specific. Instead of, I want to start a business, try, I will launch an online store selling handmade leather goods, generating $5,000 in monthly revenue by the end of 1 year. Instead of, I want to get in shape, try, I will weigh 180 pounds with 15% body fat and be able to run a 5K in under 25 minutes within 6 months. This clarity is your North Star. It eliminates ambiguity. It tells you what to say yes to and, just as importantly, what to say no to. When your goal is clear, every decision becomes simpler. Does this action move me closer to my Everest or further away? If it doesn't move you closer, you don't do it. Period. Write this goal down. Post it where you will see it every single day, on your bathroom mirror, on your computer monitor, as your phone's lock screen. It must become an obsession. No one climbs Everest in a single leap. They climb from base camp to Camp 1, from Camp 1 to Camp 2, and so on. You must do the same. Look at your Everest, your 1-year or 5-year goal, and reverse engineer it. What needs to happen 6 months from now to be on track? What needs to happen 3 months from now? What needs to happen 1 month from now? Keep breaking it down until you have goals for this week. And then, break it down further. What is the single most important thing you must accomplish today to move one step closer to that summit? This process transforms a daunting, overwhelming mountain into a series of manageable hills. The grand, intimidating goal of launching a business becomes today's simple task of researching e-commerce platforms for 1 hour, or making a list of potential suppliers. The terrifying goal of writing a book becomes today's achievable task of writing 300 words. This is how you build momentum. You don't focus on the miles left to go, you focus on winning the next step, and then the next one. There's a principle that governs success more than any other. The compound effect. Small, smart choices, made consistently over time, lead to radical differences. It's the same principle behind compound interest that builds fortunes. Your daily habits are the compound interest of your life. A 30-minute workout every day doesn't seem like much, but over a year, that's 182 hours of training. Reading 10 pages of a book a day doesn't feel like a breakthrough, but that's over 3,600 pages a year, roughly 12 books. Saving $10 a day feels insignificant, but it's $3,650 in a year, which can be the seed money for your dream. The problem is that the results aren't immediate. You don't see a six-pack after one trip to the gym. Your business isn't profitable after one sales call. This is where most people quit. They give up during the dip, the period where effort is high, but results are low. You have to fall in love with the process. You have to learn to find satisfaction in the boredom of consistency. You don't just celebrate when you reach the summit. You celebrate that you had the discipline to show up today. You celebrate that you chose the workout over the couch. You celebrate that you wrote your 300 words, even when you weren't inspired. The daily actions are the victory. The future result is just the inevitable byproduct of hundreds of small, unglamorous wins. Your blueprint is not a rigid prison. It's a living document. You will need to adapt. You will encounter unforeseen obstacles. You will discover better routes. That's part of the journey. But the destination, your Everest, remains fixed. Stop waiting for the perfect time. Stop waiting for inspiration to strike. Inspiration doesn't lead to action. Action leads to inspiration. Lay the first brick. Take the first step. Your destiny is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of choice. It is not a thing to be waited for. It is a thing to be achieved, designed, and built. Starting right now, with the blueprint in your hand. Adopt a gritty, realistic, yet deeply inspiring tone. There's a myth sold in our culture of instant gratification. It's the myth of the overnight success. We see the athlete lifting the trophy, the entrepreneur on the magazine cover, the artist accepting the award. We see the glorious, polished final product. What we don't see is the grind. The grind is the ugly, unsexy, relentless work that happens in the dark when no one is watching. It's the 5 a.m. alarms when your body aches. It's the extra hour of practice after everyone else has gone home. It's the 100th no from an investor. It's the code that breaks for the 10th time at 2 a.m. It's the loneliness of the long-distance runner. The grind is the price of admission for anything worthwhile, and most people are not willing to pay it. They want the crown without the fight. They want the harvest without tilling the soil. This is your greatest advantage. While others are looking for shortcuts, you will learn to love the long road. While they are waiting for motivation, you will be powered by discipline. Today, we're not going to just tolerate the grind. We're going to transform it. We will perform an act of alchemy, turning the lead of struggle into the gold of strength. First, you must redefine your relationship with struggle. We are conditioned to see struggle as a sign that something is wrong. We think, this is so hard, maybe it's not for me. You must flip that script. The struggle is not the obstacle. The struggle is the path. The resistance you feel when you're pushing your limits at the gym isn't a sign to stop. It's the very thing that builds the muscle. The mental friction you feel when tackling a complex problem isn't a sign of your inadequacy. It's the evidence that your brain is creating new neural pathways. Embrace the resistance. When it feels hard, I want you to smile and say to yourself, good, this is where I get stronger. This is where everyone else quits. See every moment of struggle as a repetition that is forging you into the person capable of achieving your Everest. Character is not built in the moments of ease. It is forged in the fires of adversity. Second, you must learn to manage your energy, not just your time. In the relentless pursuit of a goal, burnout is a real and dangerous enemy. The American work ethic is legendary, but it can be a double-edged sword if it leads to self-destruction. You are not a machine. You are a human being, and human beings operate in cycles of stress and recovery. Think of yourself as an elite athlete. An athlete doesn't just train, they recover. They prioritize sleep, nutrition, and mental rest with the same seriousness as their workouts. You must do the same. Schedule your downtime with the same discipline you schedule your work. Time in nature, time with loved ones, time in silence. These are not luxuries. They are necessities. They are not moments of not working. They are a critical part of the work itself. They are what allows you to return to the grind with renewed vigor and focus, preventing the flame of your ambition from turning into the ashes of burnout. Third, master the art of the small celebration. The journey to Everest is long, and if you wait until you reach the summit to feel joy, you may never feel it at all. You must learn to find pockets of joy and acknowledgement all along the way. Did you stick to your workout plan for a whole week? That deserves a celebration. Not a massive, goal-derailing binge, but a conscious moment of acknowledgement. A favorite meal. An hour watching a movie you love. Did you finish a difficult chapter of your book? Take a walk and savor the feeling of accomplishment. These small celebrations do two things. They break up the monotony of the grind, and more importantly, they train your brain. They create a positive feedback loop. Your brain begins to associate the difficult work with a future reward, making it easier to tackle the next task. It's about finding joy in the journey, not just waiting for joy at the destination. The grind will test you. It will expose every weakness, every doubt, every excuse. It will ask you one question, over and over again. How bad do you want it? And your answer will be found not in your words, but in your actions when things get hard. This is the alchemy. You take the pain of discipline and transmute it into the pride of accomplishment. You take the exhaustion of effort and turn it into the energy of momentum. You take the loneliness of the path and transform it into the unbreakable strength of self-reliance. You stop running from the hard work and you start running towards it, because you know that in the heart of the struggle lies the seed of your victory. Bring the tone to a crescendo, inspirational, expansive, and focused on purpose. So you've done it. You've answered the call, slayed the dragons, followed the blueprint, and embraced the grind. You've climbed your Everest. You stand at the summit. The air is thin and clear, and the view is breathtaking. You can see the entire path you've traveled, the valleys of doubt, and the mountains of hardship you've overcome. It's a moment of profound, personal triumph. Now what? Is this the end? Is the goal simply to acquire, to achieve for one's own sake, to plant your flag, take a picture, and go home? I believe we are called to something more. The final stage of this transformation, the ultimate expression of your potential, is not about what you have gained, but about what you can give. It's about moving from success to significance. It's about becoming a lighthouse. A lighthouse doesn't make a lot of noise. It doesn't sail the seas, fighting the storms. It does one thing, and it does it with unwavering consistency. It stands firm on its rock, shines its light, and becomes a beacon of hope and guidance for every other ship in the water. Its purpose is not for itself. Its purpose is fulfilled in the ships it guides safely to shore. Your journey, your story of overcoming, has equipped you with a powerful light. Your scars are not signs of damage. They are proof of your resilience. Your victory is not just your own. It's a testament to what is possible. When you have successfully navigated the treacherous waters of fear and self-doubt, you have a moral obligation to leave your light on for others who are still lost in the storm. This is the lighthouse effect. How do you do this? It starts by sharing your story. Not in a way that boasts, but in a way that serves. Be vulnerable. Talk about the times you wanted to quit. Share the strategies that worked for you. When someone struggling in your field looks at you, they shouldn't just see the success. They should see the struggle. Because when they see your struggle, they will recognize their own. And in that recognition, they will find hope. They will think, if they could get through it, maybe I can too. This is the essence of leadership. It's not about a title or a position. It's about making the people around you better. It's about mentorship. Look behind you on the path. Who is just a few steps behind where you once were? Reach out a hand. Offer advice. Share a resource. A 5-minute conversation for you could change the trajectory of someone's entire year. Your lived experience is a textbook that no university can offer. Don't let it sit on a shelf gathering dust. Living as a lighthouse also means embodying your principles in everything you do. Your success gives you a platform. How will you use it? Will you operate your business with integrity? Will you treat your employees with respect and compassion? Will you use your resources to contribute to your community? The American dream, in its noblest form, is not just about individual prosperity. It's about creating a rising tide that lifts all boats. Your legacy is not defined by the height of your summit, but by how many people you help to climb theirs. This is the ultimate fulfillment. The joy of personal achievement is real, but it is finite. The joy of contribution, of seeing your light help someone else find their way, is infinite. It ripples outwards in ways you can never fully measure. The person you help today may go on to help 100 more tomorrow. The positive change you initiate can echo for generations. So as we conclude, I want you to zoom out from your personal Everest. See it not as a final destination, but as the place where you build your lighthouse. Your purpose is a verb, not a noun. It is not something you find. It is something you actively create every day through your actions, your choices, and your impact on others. You were called by an echo of your own potential. You fought your inner dragons and built a mind of steel. You drew a blueprint and executed it with relentless discipline. You found strength and meaning in the daily grind. And now, you are called to stand tall, to shine brightly, and to be a beacon. To show the world not just what you have achieved, but what is achievable. Your real legacy will not be the money in your bank account or the awards on your wall. It will be the light in the eyes of the people you inspired. It will be the echoes of your story that give courage to a future generation. You are the architect of your destiny. Now go, build a life worthy of that title. And when you've built it, turn on the light for all the world to see.